So, a second time I have to improve my English, and I'm here with the only one, the greatest guy ever I met. I recognize your name, but I always do these introductions. Now I have to start from the beginning. Why? Fuck off, Raphael.
Hello, I'm Raphael Neven from the Netherlands.
How are you?
I'm alright, I just got top 16.
And you played Kozmo.
Kozmo Demise with artifacts, yes.
Okay. How it worked?
It worked fine. Like I played this because I used this at European Championship and I got top 8, so I felt confident with this deck. And once again, it did really well for me. So yeah.
Why Kozmo?
Well, I want to play Pendulum like most of the guys on my team did, but the crucial Pendulum cards, I lent them to Temis because he needed to borrow them. So I didn't have the cards, and it was either Burning Abyss or Kozmo. But I didn't feel comfortable playing Burning Abyss because the mirror match with the cherries, like you can lose even though you play better. And if it happens like 3 times, you're out of the tournament. So, and I knew Burning Abyss would be really popular in Italy. So I chose Kozmo, and me and Joshua Oosters, my friend, the other Dutch guy in CCG, we put in the artifacts so that we have a better matchup against Burning Abyss. Like I said, we expected them a lot, and we expected to be Pendulum really popular. And this deck is like auto win against Pendulum. Like it's almost not possible to lose against it.
Okay, so let's get us an inside look of this deck.
So obviously I'm not gonna explain this. Free Slip Rider, like in Kozmo Demise 2 is like standard, but we play 3 because it triggers the artifacts as well. So this is my 41th card. Blasphemy. 1 Forerunner and 1 Landwalker. You really need to play Landwalker because you need to have 3 big ships for Tinken if you have Cosmojo, because you need to be able to float down into a level 5 like this or Dark Lady. And if you don't play this, you have to reveal this and hope you get the 2 of the big ships instead. And if you get the Slip Rider, your Cosmojo is far more weaker, so you need to play the 3 big ones. For the pilots, this is obviously the best one. You play this really good late game. Like one time I top decked it, and immediately with the Dark Destroyer it was game. Like this late game is so amazing. 1 Farm Girl and 1 Dark Lady. Like this to float down to with Cosmojo, and it's really good against Monarch. When you go Idea, you can chain your call, summon this back, and then the Eidos triggers because mandatory you negate it. Like it's really good against those.
Why only 1?
Well, like I said, you really only want to have it when you float down to it, and you don't want to have it your first opening hand because it's not a ship. Like you want to summon it with your calls when you discard for the mice, but it's not like Dark Destroyer or Slip Rider was like better against every deck, because this sucks against like certain matchups. So 1 is really fine, it's enough. And of course you need a pretty low monster count because of the Demise, because if you go Demise you draw 3 monsters. You cry yourself to death. 2 artifacts, the Scythe and the Moralltach. This obviously for Burning Abyss, like if you go first, you put this on the board. That turn is over, and that 1 turn gives you so much time to set up, like with the town, with the Tinken, everything takes more time. This deck is really good, but it's really slow, and this just ends that turn. And Moralltach is also good against Pendulum, so these 2 we chose to play. Spells, yeah, best card, and I cannot understand why they didn't hit it. So this deck is going to be really good next format as well. 2-Potted Duality, of course, and together with the Demise. And like I said, it's a slow deck, but this really helps getting the right cards. Not free, because if you open 2 Duality, your game is too slow. You cannot afford 2 turns of not special summoning. So 2 in the main deck is perfect. 3 is too much. 2 teleports. It's still great if you don't have Demise. You can still have access to Tinken, and if you have some other traps. It's just the same opening, and of course the farm girl plays good. Obviously, free town. Traps, best trap. 5 calls. The 4 solemns. In Euros I was playing Chaos Trap Hole for the Monarchs, but I expected Pendulum and Burning Beast to be much more popular here. So I went with the 3 strikes. This was better, and 3 Sanctum for the artifacts. So Maindeck's 41. So extra decks, pretty much everything is irrelevant except for these. 2 because you can get it back, and you make this quite often. And this is also really good to recycle your Call of the Haunted, and to make it when they have Adder, and they go with Adder effect, and you bounce their target, so they cannot resolve it. Like these are the best ones. I never made any of these, like never. And these are here for cherries. So side deck, 3 cherries. You can only sign it. Yeah, it's sometimes it's awkward because you cannot play the mice if you have this, except if they already did some stuff. But then obviously it's not that powerful. But when you go second, obviously this card is amazing. So we chose to still play this for when we go second, because when we go first we have like the artifacts to win, and when we go second we have this to like stop them from making a board. So it worked out really well. 3 Twin Twister. This is the only thing I have for back row, and I didn't really like it at all. Like I never sided it. Maybe I want to try double cyclone, like to pop my town or my artifacts, but then I have to play more artifacts, and ignition wasn't an option because we don't play enough artifacts for that. 3 anti-spell, yeah, it's anti-spell. 3 magic deflector. This is literally the best card against Monarchs, because you only lose against Stormforth, and this also stops the domain and the brilliant fusion. So yeah, amazing card. And Twin Twisters. And the last card is Drowning Mirror Force. This is becoming my favorite card. I side this against everything when it goes second, because it's the best card to like clear the board. And they all walk into this with like 3 months. It's hilarious. But this gets rid of the Monarchs, is good in the mirror, gets rid of Beatrice and Dante, and as soon as they've seen it, they're going to play around it, so you can really easily bluff something else as a Storming Mirror Force and survive multiple turns that you actually shoot. And if you like win game 2 because of this, game 3 they're always going to be scared of it. So I really like the mind games that come into play with this. So yeah.
Did you get a situation in this tournament?
Yeah, I resolved this quite a lot actually, quite a lot. And also like you can really easily bluff this if they haven't seen it. It's like you have no field, you have like 2 back row, and they're summoning, and you can like with your, how do I put this? With your physical body language, you can be like, yeah, all right, that's pretty good, and you can look at the life points or whatever, like to give them the idea that they have already won the game. Then they're gonna overestimate themselves, or like they're gonna be becoming more nervous because they have almost won, and then they're gonna be walking into this like easier. Like I played so many people that were like in general like really stressed, really not relaxed, and I recognize that because like a time ago I was like exactly like that, and I told all of those people like after the match, like you should really be calm, be relaxed, think about what your opponent could have, think about what you're gonna do, look out for like if you do things too quick, because if you're playing against something who's not that nice, that they can shark you on those things. So a lot of people, yeah, and they always appreciate it.
Don't be the blind sheep.
Yeah, exactly. Play relaxed, play calm.
Okay. You're also in charge of the new band list. Yeah. What's your expansion or your information?
In general. In general, I think it's a good list. They should have really hit this, and they should have banned Kirin, because Kirin to 1 doesn't really matter. Right now you have 6, and on Monday you have 4 if you play free Mobuku, and you can also search with Abductor. So I don't think the Kirin problem is fixed, but yeah, oh well. They hit Pendulum pretty hard with the monkey board, but it's still viable deck. For this deck, this is certainly viable because you have the Demise. You lost the teleport, which is unfortunate. It's fine. This hurts, but I was thinking about playing maybe multiple more calls, or bumping up the artifacts with like a Beagle Tech and another Scythe. Then you can also side Ignitions, for instance. And to fix this problem, you could also play Escape from the Dark Dimension, which is a trap card who summons a banished dark monster. So you can recycle this more. But we have to. It depends. The build has to change, because if you play that with only this as your viable target together with Landwalker, it's a little iffy. Like, so this deck, it has to change a little bit, but it's certainly viable. Also because Monarch's your worst matchup, and they got the ban hammer. Thank God. I played X-Flag Monarchs for like a tournament, and it went well, but it's still the deck is so stupid, and the main Monarch there sucks.
Okay, also you want to try out some recycling of the already used chips?
Yeah, like more calls probably, or like I said, Escape from Dark Dimension or something. Yeah, there have to be some changes, but this deck is gonna be really good because they didn't touch it. So yeah, I'm still amazed by that, but yeah, because this is still here and Tinken is still here, this is gonna be good as well. Blue Eyes, I played Blue Eyes in London. It didn't went as I had planned, but it's gonna be viable. Like, Pendulum is still viable and it's good against that. Burning Abyss took a hit, and Blue Eyes was already a struggle matchup for Burning Abyss, so I think it's gonna be viable. And your worst matchup, if you play Blue Eyes, again, is Monarch, and Monarch is pretty much gone. So all those decks who suffered from Monarch have a chance again.
But also Blue Eyes is easy to counter if you know what you're going to face up.
Blue Eyes is really easy to counter. It's not a hard deck to like play against if you know what it does. And like I said, the matchup for Blue Eyes or Kozmo, like against Monarch, is gone, so that's good for you, but it doesn't fix your own problems. And this deck doesn't have that much problem of its own, but Blue Eyes does. Like, it's not that consistent. Its plays are not as powerful. Like summon alternative, summon a tuner, make a Spirit Dragon, like your normal plays, without things like Soul Charge or Brilliant Fusion, they are not as powerful. So, like, even if you have less hard matchups, your deck doesn't become better of it. Like, it's just you have more chance to top an event because you're not going to encounter Monarchs. So that deck still needs work. Maybe we come up with a list which is really good, but the list I played in London doesn't benefit from the ban list, except your worst matchup is gone. But like, still Blue Eyes still needs more work to work, like outshoot, like make it more consistent. At the moment I don't know how I will do that.
But Demise Kozmo is looking forward to a bright future, I guess.
I don't know if I keep playing it, because the deck is like, there is some interaction, but there obviously, if you open Demise Tinken, it's like another win, and that can become boring like after a time. But Demise Kozmo, it's gonna be a good deck for the next format.
Okay. Do you get the chance to look some places of Rimini?
Yeah, well, yesterday we ate in the center of Rimini, like the old center, but they don't really have old stuff here. And yeah, I liked it. It's my second time in Rimini. The city is okay, I guess. You have beach, you have place to go out, but I don't understand why they do it here, because it's such a struggle to get here. Like, a direct flight from my country, like Amsterdam, is 1,400 euros. So we have to go to Pisa, take a train to Firenze, take a train to Bologna, take a train to Rimini. Like, I don't, yeah, probably because it's cheap here, because you cannot get here. They held YCS in the World Championship here, but I don't think it's a good location. Like the venue is great, but the city, like how you to get here is such a struggle.
Okay. Also, we take this building and put it in Amsterdam.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the best idea.
Best thing you can do. Everyone loves Amsterdam. For everyone who's watching, you should definitely come to the Complexity Card Gaming Major Tour Stop in Amsterdam. It's an open event, 17 and 18 December. And it's in Amsterdam, and who doesn't love Amsterdam? So everyone should definitely come to make this a great event.
Okay, we're looking forward to your event, your tour stop in Amsterdam. And I say thank you, and I wish you good luck and a nice trip through Rimini and back to Amsterdam.